You're tuned in to the Foxboro BeatCast, a podcast for Patriots fans by Patriots fans. And here are your hosts, is Kaleb and Ryan Moore.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the Foxboro BeatCast. I'm your host, Kaleb McChesney. Alongside me, as usual, my co-host, Ryan Moore. Ryan, happy Wednesday. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. How about yourself?
Just peachy. Really glad that we're not, live anymore because I can't deal with whatever his name was telling me that Drake Maye was going to bust and we should have taken Marvin Harrison Jr.
Hey, North Carolina hasn't produced a quarterback yet, so
yeah, no, right?
Not wrong.
No, seriously. He probably didn't like CJ Stroud come out either because of Ohio State. We have a big show for you guys. We're going to go over last week's preseason loss to the Eagles, 14-13. Drake Maye's first real debut. We'll go over that. We'll talk about some players that got cut. We're going to talk about some players that could be cut that will be worth scooping up. We'll talk about some NFL-wide stuff and then close the show with what we're looking for on Sunday night in Washington against the Washington Commanders. So yeah, let's just dive right into it, shall we? All right, let's talk about it. So last Thursday, Patriots lose 14-13. Drake Maye 6 for 11, 47 yards. Bailey Zappi 3 for 4 on a 29. A lot of fumbled snaps. Jacoby Brissett looked awful. Had the pick in the end zone. Bad day. Stevenson 6 carries for 18 yards. Drake Maye 4 carries, 15 yards and a score. Kayshon Boutte 3 for 23, having a pretty good preseason. Javon Baker we'll talk about a little bit later. A little bit on the down. But yeah, Ryan, I know that you only got this game in a limited portion, but can you talk about anything that kind of stood out to you?
Yeah. I'll be honest, when the Patriots first drafted him and him as a prospect,
who are we talking about?
There was Drake Maye. There were some things I was a little skeptical about at first. Just as a prospect, his footwork, his mechanics, and how ready he was for the NFL. After that preseason game, he's a hell of a lot more ready than I honestly thought he was going to be. Like, I was seeing, clips of his footwork in the pocket. That is drastically improved. Like, the work Alex Van Pelt's put in with him since, he's gotten to work with him, since the spring. Who is this guy? Like, he's way different than North Carolina Drake Maye. Like, he's doing, I don't want to invoke this comparison because it's not fair and it's not entirely true on a consistency basis. But they were comparing to like clips of Brady in the pocket.
Well, of course, he's a Patriots quarterback.
Yeah, but it was majestic. Drake Maye's footwork was majestic. Now, his issue is consistency. But the quarterback we saw versus the Philadelphia Eagles in preseason was way more NFL ready than I expected him to be. And with Jacoby Brissett, let's have this conversation. We're going to have it maybe next week.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
But let's rip the Band-Aid off. Jacoby.
Bad day.
Really, he's been kind of disappointing. No one expected Jacoby Brissett to be like, oh yeah, like he's going to come in and be the savior of the franchise, any of that stuff. Like, we know what Jacoby Brissett is. It's like year 9, I think, which remember when he got drafted.
Out of NC State, the Bulldogs.
Yeah. I remember rookie year Jacoby Brissett vividly, and now it's like we're Unk status now.
No, seriously, right? Just like thinking about that 35 zip Houston Texans game.
Yeah. I remember being a little nervous for that game, and then all my nerves being alleviated when like Jacoby Brissett had that long rushing touchdown. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. He has not looked all that great in camp. He hasn't looked that good in the game action. He's missing reads, which is really confusing because Jacoby Brissett's never really been like that kind of quarterback that's
No,
always been.
he's supposed to be a smart quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over, and he's the antithesis of both right now.
Yeah. Part of me is theorizing that I think he's trying too hard because he knows like this is
Oh
kind of
no, he
it
knows
for
that
him.
his job is to be replaced, and he's trying to delay that as long as
Yeah,
possible.
he's trying to be a hero instead of playing reliable, safe football. Like when Jacoby Brissett cut loose and was just kind of like stress-free football. It was the Deshaun Watson suspension year, and that was probably the best football he ever played in his career.
Except for us when Belichick kind of eviscerated him.
Yeah, but he beat Brady. I mean, that happened. 22,
Yeah,
$22. Great season, guys.
yeah.
Way to send the goat out in a great season.
He should have went on the great season he had beforehand, but
Yeah, should have left Tampa. That's a different conversation for a different day. Yeah, he he looked like pretty cerebral under Alex Van Pelt. Like smart decisions, aggressive when he needed to be aggressive. Obviously, Jacoby's always had a really good arm. You know, I don't know what the hell is happening here, and that's why I'm thinking like it's got to be mental with him right now, and it doesn't help that the fire is burning red hot with Drake Maye coming out there and looking really NFL ready. Like, okay, are we ready to have the conversation that if Drake Maye lights it up and Jacoby shits the bed in Washington, does Gerard Mayo say, "All right, Drake, I know people want to do the whole Packers way thing with you and blah 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 blah, but Gerard Mayo, he needs to win games. You're the first guy post Belichick, man."
here's the
And
question, though. Here's the big question that's been going on around Boston sports outlets all day today after the practice and Mayo's press conference. He's had comments saying that, Alex Van Pelt is head coach of the offense. Um, that the QB decision comes down to Elliott Wolf, Alex Van Pelt, himself, and the entire offensive coaching staff. Elliott handles personnel, and he just kind of manages on game day. That's what kind of like what people have been kind of. I don't want to. I've been very kind of paraphrasing what was going on. But is it Gerard Mayo's decision? Is there
I,
camps that are saying, "Oh well, we don't want to rush him, even though he's clearly better than Jacoby Brissett, and it's not even close." And at the end of the day, if it comes down to like the final call, does Mayo have it?
okay, here's the thing. Gerard Mayo and Alex Van Pelt are former players. And
One was a lot more successful than the other.
yeah, well, Van Pelt kicked it around the league for a good amount of time, man. Like,
Yeah, but Mayo was elite.
but yeah, but that's the thing, right? And Gerard Mayo, I think, as a former player, understands. And I remember hearing this point um, from the Bootleg Football podcast. Great podcast. Go listen to it if you like football talk. I guess, free advertisement to them. They've really helped me learn a lot about the game.
Well,
They
maybe
said on
they
the
should
show.
have us on the show, and then we can have them on the show.
Yeah, hey, Brett Coleman, what's up, man? um, he brought up a really good point, which is former players have a feel for the locker room that guys like that never played, like, they can understand, but they never truly get it to be in a player's shoes, especially during an NFL season. If you're not putting the best 53 men out there to win on a weekly basis, guys are going to get pissed off and there's going to be, what the fuck are we doing here? Type morale in the locker room. And so if Jacoby Brissett's just so bad on a week to week basis, like let's say you start on week one, they go out and they get their asses handed to them by Cincinnati, and Jacoby Brissett's terrible, and all you hear in practice reports is Drake May's killing it again. Like holy, well, by week 4 or 5, there's gonna be reports that kind of saying Patriots players are like wondering what the fuck's going on here. So I think Gerard Mayo needs to understand, or Gerard not he doesn't need to understand. He understands. You gotta fan the flames. So and Drake May's the better option, I think Drake May will start. Truthfully, week 1. If this game is super pivotal, honestly, for this entire conversation, because if Jacoby just is the same as last week, does nothing to inspire confidence, and the reps in practice are increasing more and more and more for Drake May, the starting reps, and
today was his first round with the starters.
well,
But
he's had more reps, I should say. Like he's getting more
no,
and more of an opportunity.
I'm providing some vital context. He wasn't throwing with the starters. It was a couple of handoffs.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, he's getting more reps though, and he's continuously gotten more reps, just in general. So the question becomes on Sunday: are are they gonna look at Brissett each time he breaks a pass, uh, misses a read, and they see Drake May, and yeah, he might have some rookie problems and stuff, but he's doing a lot more of the right things. He's obviously got way more upside, and you just spent the third overall pick on him, and he probably presents the better opportunity for you to win right away. What what kind of conversations would go on in the room and be like, okay, like I said, why shouldn't we start him? And I think even Wolf will think that if your guy's NFL ready, like people will say like that's the Packer way and all this stuff. Jordan
Listen,
Love and Aaron
if
Rodgers
Drake
weren't
May's
ready.
not ready, we're not put we're us two. We're not pushing him to the Wolves here.
Yeah, yeah, no,
But it looks like he's pretty good.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, if Drake May still showed like the worrisome inconsistencies of mechanics and footwork and decision making that he had shown at North Carolina, yeah, no, sit him. You don't. We're not in a rush, but he's looked like the better option.
So, are you sold? Like, if week 1 was tomorrow,
Drake
are
May
you
would be starting
are
quarterback.
you're sold right now that that's the move you would make?
Yes, I am. I would start Drake May week 1, and I was wrestling with it, and with the O line being having issues and all that. No, no, I think Drake's the starter. The O line, it's not good. Like,
And Vidarian Lowe just came out of practice, and I get we're not big Vidarian Lowe fans, but he was your starting left tackle. Mike Onwenu
Aiden
was
Wallace is
singing.
in.
Mike Onwenu was singing Lowe's praises about how much better he was getting,
Yeah.
and that's Mike Onwenu. So we'll take that for whatever it's worth. But Caden Wallace, Evan Lazar, Patriots.com, said on the radio tonight on the Joe Murray show that he didn't look out of place. Like, right tackle and left tackle is a big difference, but his issues playing left were just rookie stuff, not like he
That doesn't
can't play
shock
left
me.
tackle stuff. So if Caden Wallace gets some starter LT reps in this preseason game and he looks good, I feel so much better.
Yeah, Caden Wallace wouldn't shock me if he starts his rookie year, his rookie year, and he looks good. Like, I don't think he was that far off from being NFL ready. I mean, one, he's a 24-year-old rookie. You would kind of hope he's close to being ready. But
No, you're not going to get much better at 24
yeah,
years old.
at Penn State, oh geez, man, I turned 24 this year, so I guess the floor is or the ceiling's kind of limited there. Um, uh, listen, I from what I saw of his tape at Penn State and what everything has been said about him, he's gonna be solid. Is the ceiling there? I don't know, but in a league where offense, let's be real, and we're gonna talk about it during cutdown day because you and I were prepping for this for like a half hour, looking through roster cuts and projections and stuff, and we're like, I don't see any alignment here that's really worth a shout. um,
Listen, like, it was oversight by us. We probably should have looked at our own roster and seeing who we should be cutting.
yeah. Well, listen, we got that for next week. Uh, I I think Wallace is going to become a solid NFL starter. And if you can get a solid NFL starter out of a third round tackle pick, you hit that out the park. Anything more, anything less is whatever. Like, yay if anything more, boo if anything less, obviously. But I think he's going to be good.
Just in time for us to pick Will Campbell out of LSU next year.
Listen, you can, but that's the thing, right? You can probably move Wallace back to right tackle, put Nwenu at guard, and then Will Campbell's your left tackle.
The offensive line just got a whole lot better in one off season.
Yeah, there you go. That's your solution right there. There, boom.
Yeah, but then you got to miss it on Luther Burden.
Well, I love Luther Burden, but
Drake Maye for starter QB1. Drake Maye QB1 week 1. We're down. We're here for it. That's what we want.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I'm right there with you. All right. So sorry that we didn't recap the Patriots Eagles game too much. Not a ton to take away. I have Drake Maye looking really good. Oh, except for one thing. No, somebody took a harder loss than the rest of us. Javon Baker looks like the hype might have been a little too much. Might have been a little too warm for Javon Baker. Had that brutal drop on that Drake Maye beauty deep ball. Like the ball we've been waiting for since Brady left. Like just that nuke, that big hose of an arm that Drake Maye's got. Put it right in the breadbasket, and Baker dropped it. And he posted it on Instagram like twice. Baker did.
Listen, I said this about Javon Baker. He's the wild horse for a reason. As leader of the Javon Baker hive, last week was rough. It was rough.
Tough day for the Baker camp. Yeah.
With that being said, Javon Baker did have a relatively high drop rate in college. He's very boomer bust. He's the wild horse for a reason. And
you know when he said that he makes people in wheelchairs stand up? You know,
they're standing up to say, Javon, what the fuck did you just do?
You know, I'm in like a wheelie chair right now. When I see that play, I just kind of do one of these. Just kind of.
It's like the Joe Swanson meme. Hey, you know the Family Guy episode where like God's gifted me like
one time to walk.
I was planning to save it for my daughter's wedding, but that's Javon Baker with dropping that beauty. Oh, damn, that hurt. That hurt.
Thankfully, people still gave Drake Maye all the love because
dude,
he earned
it. See the all 22 angle of that throw?
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
Stepped up right in the pocket, did the full follow through on the throw. It was right on the money. You know,
I haven't seen a throw like that that's like audibly made me go yes since like weeks like pre-COVID Cam Newton, man.
Like the Seattle game, yeah,
like the deep ball he threw to Edelman, like yes.
Was Tom Brady was Tom Brady holding back Julian Edelman's ability as a deep threat receiver?
All 3 games that Julian Edelman played that year for his knees just like nope, I can't do it anymore.
He put it all on the line for that Seattle game. He knew that was it. That was it.
In true Julian Edelman fashion, went out like Dustin Pedroia.
No, put it all on the line for a week 2 game against the Seahawks in a playoff season.
Yeah, in a literal COVID season with empty stadiums, no less.
In front of nobody, Julian Edelman puts on a masterclass.
Like I said, man, Julian Edelman handshake Dustin Pedroia, putting it all on the line for JV.
Seriously,
I love those guys, man. Like, man,
and they're the perfect comparisons for each other.
Yeah, 2 psychos from Northern California that like probably would be, mentally insane if they didn't play football, their respective sports.
Where did Dustin play college?
He played college baseball at Arizona State, but he's from Northern California.
I should have known that. I saw his number at ASU's baseball stadium when I went.
Hey, I would have been geeked out if I saw that, man. I love Pedroia.
I was
Fucking
geeked out
miss
when I
him.
saw it, but that trip was it was like 5 months ago now. Oh, Ryan is off camera. He's still
Oh,
here with us.
shit.
He
Sorry.
just turned his camera off. Had better
No,
things to look at, apparently.
listen, I had some people, I had some important people text me. And by important people, I mean my mom's just bugging me to let my dogs out.
It wasn't the
Told her I'm
Rizzler.
recording. The wrestler.
She's going to AEW.
What's his name? Big Justice.
Yeah, Big Justice, AJ, the Rizzler. You know, they're doing some AEW stuff.
Is AEW that desperate?
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's rough. It's rough over there. But yeah, Javon Baker's got to have he's gonna have a bounce back.
How did we go? Yeah, we went from Javon Baker to fucking Big Justice.
The Rizzler, damn it.
We're
All right.
Costco guys.
You big chicken bake guy?
No, I'm not a big Costco guy. Actually, remember they did your boy dirty.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, we signed 2 defensive players this week: Kobe Jones and Christian McCarroll. Linebacker Kobe Jones. Christian McCarroll, I believe, is a defensive lineman. And we cut Mike Purcell, cut the nose tackle, which I thought was interesting.
We had a big segment on Mike Purcell.
That's not the big segment. We're going to talk about Kobe Jones and Christian McCarroll. What can you tell us about them?
Well, if I remember correctly, reading about Kobe Jones, he's played for a few teams before this, and then I think he was in the UFL. Well, he made a big first impression today at practice. From what I saw, Mike Reese tweeted it out. He laid out Deshaun Fenwick with a booming hit in practice, and everyone in the defense is like, "Oh shit!" Like, listen, I can't tell you a whole lot about Kobe Jones personally. Haven't watched him, but if your first impression is you go into practice and you truck Deshaun Fenwick, who, if I remember correctly, is like 200, almost like over 230 pounds. Like,
Kobe Jones played D-end defensive lineman at Mississippi State.
that's a different Kobe
over
Jones.
the course of 4 years, he had 7 sacks, 22 tackles for loss.
This is a linebacker, not Kobe Jones is a linebacker.
Why is it? It says DLDE.
That is that even him?
It says
No.
Kobe Jones.
No, he's a linebacker.
It all comes up with the same guy, man.
Really?
It all comes up with the same guy. Mississippi State. Yeah, I got the same guy.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, I think he's playing linebacker right now.
Okay. Maybe he slimmed down.
All right.
6'3", 255. Number 49 on your roster cards.
Okay. Well, okay. There you go. He plays linebacker though. Yeah. He truck stick Deshaun Fenwick, who's a big guy. So okay, that's your first impression. Let's see you on Sunday. I mean, I don't think he's going to make the roster, but you could carve out a practice squad role if you have a big game.
And then there was Christian McCarroll, who had a pretty good career at Grand Valley State.
Same school as Matthew Judon.
Yeah.
Really? I don't have much. Yeah. I don't have much of McCarroll either. Truth be told, like, these are both just guys that, like, I did hear that they had good workouts with the team. I did see that. I don't have a whole lot to truthfully say about either of them.
McCarroll, 6'2", 253, played in 47 games during his career, 151 total tackles, 15 sacks. Last season, he was a consensus All-American. And the conference defensive lineman finished with 67 total tackles and 8 sacks.
Okay. Well, hey, we need edge rushers. We just traded away another Grand Valley State edge rusher. So yeah, both of these guys. Listen, I'll pay attention to them on.
Kobe Jones was cut from the Panthers last summer. Then he signed with the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
This dude willingly went to Hamilton, Ontario to play football, man. Gotta love it.
The dedication. We also got a wide receiver.
Yeah.
The 6'5", sub 200 Matt Landers.
So he's played at 3 schools, if I remember correctly. Last with Arkansas.
Yeah, Razorbacks.
Yeah, go Hogs, baby.
Georgia, Toledo, Arkansas. Then he went undrafted. He played for Seattle and Carolina. And then he played for Arlington and San Antonio in the UFL. He was on Cleveland's preseason roster, and then we claimed him off waivers.
From what I've read of him, workout warrior. Like all of his he's like one of those guys is like the relative athletic score of like 9 point whatever the fuck. Like he runs like a 4.3. He has pretty great agility, pretty good jumps. As far as how it translates to the football field, I mean, we all know workout warriors doesn't always, translate.
Nice Heisman pose.
Yeah. Future wide receiver 1. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he gets an opportunity in the fourth quarter and shows out. Probably a practice squad guy. I think they're going to want to work with him. There's a lot of raw tools. Will they get anything out of it? I don't know. He's like the 60 overall receiver you sign in Madden that has like no route running skills, but he's got like 93 speed, 90 jumping. And you're like, okay, maybe I can dream upon you. He's like Colby. He's like Colby Listenby. Let's dream upon you.
Real ones know about Colby Listenby.
Yes, sir. Madden 17 legend. I love you, Colby Listenby. Whatever you're doing nowadays, I love
him and Jakeem Grant.
Yes, sir.
That's your wide receiver core.
Ty Montgomery, Madden 16 legend for me. I love you guys.
Dude, he was like 5'7", and you could just throw it up, aggressive catch, and like there it was. Yeah. All right, yeah, Ryan.
All right.
I understand that we have some players that could be cut from their respective teams, or traded. We put together a list for you guys pre-show to talk about some guys that we think could be Patriots come cutdown day, because we have the third waiver claim, and we're going to be busy. So I'm going to start out with the guys that we're probably going to have to trade for to get. Then we'll get into the guys that just could be cut automatically. So let's just start hot. We're going to Washington this week. They got a wide receiver kind of cluster going on. Jahan Dotson hasn't looked great in camp for them. Hasn't been the guy that they hoped that they got in the second round?
First round.
He was a first round pick. Okay.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson from Washington, Ryan. What can you tell us? Why should we want him?
Well, he's one of those receivers with like sticky glue for hands. He ran really good routes. I really liked him as a prospect coming out of Penn State. He hasn't necessarily popped off at the NFL level, but I mean, the Commanders are also kind of like a train wreck.
They're getting their first real quarterback since Kirk.
Yeah. The organization's been, come on. We know what the Commanders have been like. The Commanders / football team / the word. They're redacted.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, the Patriots receiver room needs probably another guy that could come in and give him some juice. I think Jahan Dotson's a change of scenery candidate. Maybe you look at like a 5th, 6th round pick, something like that. Or maybe an underachiever for underachiever swap.
Tyquan.
Well, Tyquan's apparently going to be a part of the starting lineup. Did you see that?
Who said that?
A lot of reporters have been saying it.
I really hope that's not true, because he sucks.
Apparently, it's going to be Tyquan Polk and Osborne.
Pop Douglas is still here, guys.
Or is it Pop? It's either Pop or Osborne. It's one of those.
Tyquan Thornton. If Tyquan Thornton is truly beating out Javon Baker, that is horrendous news for Baker.
Well, apparently they've liked what they've seen from him in practice. I don't know.
Taylor Kyles, Patriots beat reporter for Patriots CLNS, says that Tyquan's probably going to be a starter. Yep, he's the top X, and it's barely looked like a competition. Oh, that's bad news.
I like Taylor a lot, so I'll take his word on it.
That's bad news.
He's there. Tyquan, it's just a. I won't believe it until he shows me it. Like, you're not getting the benefit of the doubt from me. You need to show me it, Tyquan. I like the traits, but you know, I don't know. Like we're in year 3 of his career, and I'm still asking myself, what are you at this point?
A
Like
bust. Guy we took
it's
over,
looking like maybe a
George
bust.
Pickens,
Yeah, well,
who had a crazy catch the other night.
granted, Pickens and Belichick would have not mixed very
No,
well.
wouldn't have been the best of pals.
Um, Pickens here now, I think probably would have been a better pick, but
There's another receiver on the board, a guy we both liked coming out of college in 2021, I believe.
2022, Traylon.
22. Okay, Treylon Burks, yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah, another guy that's just kind of like, you know, a change of scenery candidate at this point. New regime in Tennessee. They've seen a year of him. I should also note what Washington is a new regime there as well
Yep.
in the post Ron Rivera years. So I think both of these guys could be on the outs because they just haven't impressed, and they have new regimes that want to get their guys in.
Yeah, but
And
what do you like about
Burks,
Treylon Burks specifically, who exited practice today with an apparent injury?
oh, I don't
But
like that.
let's pretend that didn't happen. Let's talk about Treylon
Well,
Burks.
he's a big bodied receiver. He's a good athlete. Um,
One career touchdown. Ugh.
at Arkansas, he flashed a lot, but in the NFL, he's been a bust so far. I would say, unfortunately. Um, Definitely a change of scenery guy. If you're gonna take a chance on him, I mean, Tennessee had high hopes for him. They literally traded basically him for AJ Brown, or AJ Brown for him. Um, so I think you're taking a chance on him with the hopes that there's less pressure in New England. You're not expected to be the guy that you were supposed to be in Tennessee because you're getting replaced. Like you're replacing AJ Brown. That's fairly lofty. You know, new system, new scheme, new everything, and we'll take it from there. He had a lot of flashes at Arkansas that made me think he's like, a 6'2" Debo Samuel, but he hasn't shown it in the NFL at all. So
And these are guys that you're probably going to trade for that we had mentioned.
yeah, they're not. I don't think they're getting cut yet.
But
Not in
Treylon
their
Burks could
first
be an
round.
IR candidate after today. I didn't read into what happened, but you know how IR is. They put him on there, and
Yeah, they ghost IR him.
yeah, the Foxboro flu, as we called it up here.
Yep.
Treylon Burks exit practice with an injury. His right hip lower back.
Okay.
He then walked gingerly back into the building with a trainer. Went down hard.
I mean, unless the thing is torn or broken, it's probably a day-to-day thing.
Yep. But then there's running back Kendry Miller out of New Orleans.
Yeah, so there was a quote from Dennis Allen today. He's like, yeah, Kendry Miller's not even picking up the system. Like, and he's been hurt to start training camp. Kendry Miller's in his second year. He's a top 75 draft pick. Is he going to make the roster in New Orleans? He's super talented. But the Saints have been kind of weird. I haven't been a fan of what
Kendry Miller is like one of the perfect guys to just complement Ramondre.
Yeah, he's a speed back. He's all speed. He's what, like, he could be a cheaper Antonio Gibson now. Will they do it? I don't know. But I can't see Kendrick Miller escaping waivers. And if he does, then something's seriously wrong. Well, yeah, like, this is the thing. Elliot Wolf said he's going to be aggressive with the third waiver claim. They're going to add players, as they should. There's a lot of deep teams in the NFL, and there's going to be a lot of young players with potential that we've listed that are going to get cut. And there's also going to be some veterans that are going to get cut. This is the perfect time to add players to the team. So, yeah, Kendrick Miller, if he gets cut, listen, if I don't know what's going on there in New Orleans to fully tell you the truth, but if he's not picking up the system and Dennis Allen doesn't like him, apparently Dennis Allen didn't really like him last year either, then, I mean, Dennis Allen's not the best head coach in the world. Like,
He might be the worst in the NFL.
He's not good. So, if they want to stupidly cut a really talented running back in his second year, who's only 22 years old, mind you, yeah, Yeah. Bring me Kendrick Miller, like, to New England. I don't care about the roster fit right now or the jam. You bring
We'll
in
figure it
talent
out.
to the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you gave
Going to
Antonio Gibson
defense.
that contract, but you just cut Juju Smith, who's on a bloated contract too.
Going to defense. Same team. Peyton Turner, the linebacker. Wisconsin, right?
Edge rusher, Houston.
God damn it! Who's the linebacker from Wisconsin?
Zach Bond. So you're thinking
Yes,
of.
thank you.
Yeah, Peyton Turner is a guy that's frustrated Saints fans. He's always flashed talent, but he's never really kind of just put it together. And I look at a team that traded away Matt Judon, probably looking for younger edge rushers that could come in and play. I think Peyton Turner is a change of scenery candidate. They declined his fifth-year option, which means that's never a good sign for a first rounder. Truthfully, um, I I would take a flyer on him. He's not the best edge rusher. He's been a disappointment in New Orleans, but there's more upside than maybe you're going to get from a traditional waiver claim with him. We'll
Let's
see.
go. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, he's one of those guys who you claim him, you just say we'll see. If he does something, he does something. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He's talented though. I will say that.
Let's go to Green Bay. Wide receiver Bo Melton.
Oh, Melton, baby, a favorite of everybody on draft Twitter. Hasn't he's
Also
been
out of
kind of the
Rutgers.
Yep, he's been kind of the victim of really deep rosters in the NFL. Like, it feels like every team Bo Melton's gone to, he's just a numbers game guy. He could be someone that,
This is a perfect place for that home
yeah,
because we have no numbers.
yeah. When the Patriots have a numbers game of receivers, it's not really anything like to write home about. He's always done really well in the opportunity he's been presented. It's just numbers games.
You know
And it happens.
when you're talking about him, you know what name comes to mind?
What name?
Patriots fan favorite, Christian Wilkerson.
Yeah, I would say he's better. He's more talented than Wilkerson is, though.
I wonder where
Look,
Wilkerson is now.
last didn't Houston have him at one point?
Stand by. Christian with a
Anyway,
K.
Melton is a guy that I
Raiders.
think he's with the Raiders now. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense, I guess. Talented guy, maybe with more full opportunities to play, he could boom. This is the thing. You're not getting a bona fide stud on cut down days for a reason. But you look at players that are victims of number games or are talented and have either draft pedigree or have showed out, but you can't keep everyone. Like I said, numbers game. I don't know why I keep repeating myself. I'm an idiot. But I would love them to take a chance on Bo Melton if he becomes available.
Let's go to the. You know how Belichick was. He liked taking players from in division. You have a lot to say about Xavier Johnson from Buffalo.
Xavier Johnson, one of my draft favorites last year, and not a player that not a lot of people knew about. But I live in Columbus, so per usual, I'm tapped into Ohio State. Xavier Johnson was the man at Ohio State for a lot more reasons than you would think, just off stats alone. He didn't like the stat sheet, but this is a guy that's played basically every position on the offense as far as like receiver, running back. Um, Not well. I mean, he played receiver and running back, versatile. Was a kick returner. Played special teams. He did everything for that team, and not only that, but he's an excellent leader. He's a great athlete. He's a total dog. And every time I felt like Ohio State got on the ball, and mind you, Ohio State's passing game sucked last year with Kyle McCord. That guy, not that good. And he broke the trend of Ohio State having, some pretty fun passing games, which you would think for Ohio State, not producing a lot of quarterbacks. I mean, that got blocked after CJ Stroud last year. Um, this is a guy, I think, if given an opportunity in the NFL, he's going to find his way onto a roster Buffalo, unfortunately for him, and I mean, it's unfortunate enough he has to live in Buffalo. I'm sorry. That's um,
No, it's true.
but I mean, Buffalo is a much better team than New England, but he's gonna get numbers gamed, and he's gonna be a player that I would kill to see the Patriots give an opportunity to, and just say, listen, you kind of just go out there and do it all. Go on the field. We'll give you an opportunity to show out. And hey, if he does so, I would be thrilled for the guy. Wherever he lands, I'll be thrilled for him. He was one of my favorite players in college football last year. And
Staying in the
that's very
division
so.
and on the offense, Israel Banaconda from the Jets, running back. One of the
So
more fun players from Hard Knocks last year. What else can you say?
he's a fun running back, but the Jets, like I'll keep emphasizing, numbers game, numbers game, numbers game, numbers game. They
Who
got
do
too
the
many
Jets got
damn
at
running
running back?
backs. Wait, what?
Who do the Jets got at running back besides Brees?
Braylon Allen they just drafted.
You're right. He's looked really good.
Yeah, I hated that they got him. Who else did the Jets got? Do they still got Ty Johnson there? No, I don't think they do. No,
They might. Jets depth
I
chart.
know he's on the outs in New York because of death.
Jets
Why am I
depth chart. What do
blanking?
we got? Isaiah Davis.
Okay, I've heard about Isaiah Davis.
Stats, college, South Dakota State running back had 1,300 yards in 2023. Good lord, and
Okay,
15 scores.
that's good.
Pretty good
Anybody
receiver
else
too.
they got in there?
No, that's the main four.
Okay. All right. So it looks like Anaconda might lose out on that. Like I said, he's still young. He's just as young as Kendra Miller and them are. Like he's only 20. I think he turns like he's a later 2002 birthday.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give opportunities to guys like and they're gonna get cut, like listen, let's plug in as many talented guys as possible and see if we can find a guy that sticks. He's young, he's talented. Like we just talked about Kendrick Miller. They spent a fairly high pick on him. He was a fourth or fifth rounder.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him a chance. Let's see. He's a pretty good athlete. He had some good runs last year in the preseason. I remember that. I would like to see him get an opportunity that's anywhere but the AFC East except for us. I like him.
If it's for us, it's perfect. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball down in South Beach. Nick Needham, the corner.
Played a long time in the NFL. Apparently, he's another guy that the Dolphins just can't fit on the roster. Very versatile DB. He's played a lot. He's a good player. A little bit older. The Dolphins apparently are looking more towards youth there. So Nick Needham becomes available. I would take a chance on him with the cornerback room kind of being a little
small and a little thin.
I don't want to say shallow, but like outside of Gonzo, they don't have a true kind of.
And Gonzo's been at the Flames with some heat lately.
Listen, it might take him a little bit.
Did you see him kind of get torched by John Ross?
Yeah,
that was bad.
Listen, Gonzo hasn't had the greatest summer. I'll be honest, but
he didn't have the greatest. He didn't have the greatest summer last year either.
He might just be one of those guys where when
he's a gamer.
When the pads come on, fuck practice. Like Allen Iverson said, we're talking about practice. You put him in the game and he's a dog. So we'll see.
I don't want to keep bringing this guy up anytime that I can. But Jimmy Garoppolo was kind of like that too. He wasn't the best practice player by any means, but when he was in the game, he improved a lot.
Some guys are like that.
Yeah.
Some guys are in the exact opposite goes for like some guys are camp warriors. You stick them on the actual game field and they shit the bed. It happens. Sports are weird. It's why I like it.
Now we're going to go to an old friend in Houston, wide receiver Xavier Hutchinson.
Yeah, this is a guy at Iowa State that was really productive and I want to say elite because if he's elite, But Houston's got probably the deepest receiver room in the league, man. They're good. And Hutchinson,
Can we
is
hold
going to
the
be a
dollar?
tough cut.
Can we hold the dollar?
Yeah. He's going to be a tough cut for them. I could see Hutchinson being a breakout candidate on a different team if he gets opportunity. And he fits the West Coast system perfectly. He's a great technician at receiver, smooth routes, operates in the middle of the field perfectly. He's a good football player, man. And, you know, unfortunately, depth is gonna, it happens. New England
You don't
got
have
killed
any
on it
depth.
before.
They can come here.
Yep. Thanks,
uh,
Houston, for having the deepest receiver room in the league. Give me Xavier Hutchinson on my football team all day long if he comes available.
we got 2 players from out west, San Fran, and then we have an offensive tackle that's free agent. Let's go to the OT from San Fran, Ben Barch.
So he got drafted by Jacksonville, I think, in 2020 or 2021. He's a smaller school guy. I do remember that. He's listen. Is he the greatest lineman available? No, but he's still young enough, and there's still enough tools in him that make me want to see him get a chance if New England or if San Francisco cuts him. Um, like I said, there's not O line's the weakest position in sports, just in general, or not sports. That's a lie. But in football right now, it's very weak. There's not a lot of truly bona fide great tackles, great O line play in general around football. Um, just take chances on guys with tools at this point and see if the O line coach Scott Peters can coach them up. And if he can't, well, whatever. Our O line sucks anyway. But he was a guy I did note because I did remember him during the draft process, and the Jaguars taking him, and we'll see. I mean, he could be a guy that I would like to see New England try to take a chance on.
How about Rocky Ya-Sin, the corner?
Absolute ass kicker at cornerback, tough tackler, good coverage guy. San Francisco is probably gonna go for youth in their cornerback room. They're not, which means Rocky Ya-Sin might be on the outs apparently, from what I'm reading from San Francisco writers. Um, this is a guy I would love to add to New England. He's an ass kicker. You need some, you
Physicality.
need some
Yeah.
you need some culture guys, to bring up this new regime, right? Why not bring the cornerback version of Jabril Peppers into the room? Kind of fun.
And the last name that we'll give a bunch of attention to is OT Dennis Daly, free agent currently.
Okay, this is a guy I put in here because he's a free agent, he's available, and he started games. I just want to say this right now: Dennis Daly's not good at football. I know people are clamoring for him. He's not good. He actually is worse than Vidarian Lowe via PFF metrics and stuff like that.
That's rough.
With that being said, O-line depth is O-line depth. Beggars can't be choosers. And while I wouldn't
Did you
love...
notice that the Patriots cut Tyrone Wheatley the other day?
Yeah, that was a bust of a trade. Although I did see, unfortunately, and this really sucks, that Pierre Strong unfortunately got put into an ambulance today, I think.
No.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It does. I really like Pierre a lot. I hope for the best for him.
Let me try to see what happened.
I didn't get the full details. I saw I was at work, and I was like, "Shit, dude, that sucks for him." So yeah, let's say that trade might be
A wash.
a wash, unfortunately, for everyone involved.
The second Browns running back to be taken out in the ambulance. Deontay Foreman earlier in training camp.
Yeah. I hope everything's all good with him and that there's nothing, that fucks his career up or life up.
Apparently he walked off the field with the training staff before getting in.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's precautionary. I'm hoping it's just
here's the actual story. It's a rib contusion.
Oh, okay. That hurts like a motherfucker. That's okay. That's not gonna ruin his career or life or anything. That's just gonna hurt like a motherfucker for a couple of weeks.
Could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's not good. It's not good that he's gonna be in a lot of pain, but it's good that it's not like like. I'm glad Pierre Strong's okay. in the deeper level things, because you see ambulance, you think, oh shit, like
You're thinking like broken neck, really
yeah,
bad concussion.
yeah, or like severe
Unrelated
leg.
story, because I got that story from The Athletic. Then I clicked on the Patriots tab just to kind of see. Chad Graff wrote, Drake, Mayer, Jacoby, Brissett, Patriots hope to pick starter by Monday night.
Okay,
We'll know
all
after the
right,
preseason game. All right. How about we give both of them the half? Screw
yeah.
Joe Milton, screw
Well, apparently
Zappy.
all four quarterbacks are going to play, which
Unfortunately, yeah.
I guess we should segue it to preseason, shouldn't we? Talk about that
Yeah.
fucking game.
Yeah. Some interesting stuff is going on around the NFL. Some interesting stuff. Some cool topics. Where do you want to start?
We
We
can talk Bo
got some
next.
interesting stories on the board.
Yeah, we can talk Bo next. But
Want
in
to
the
talk about
starter, I
next?
guess.
Yeah.
I'm
3 rookie
still
quarterbacks are QB1s. Caleb Williams in Chicago, Jaden Daniels in Washington, and Bo Nix in Denver.
New England before.
Could it be 4?
No, not yet though. We'll see. But Bo Nix,
And of course, you mean Michael Penix.
yeah, Michael Bennett, JJ McCarthy,
Poor
he's back.
meniscus is nothing to him. He Googled how to fix it.
Yeah.
Not the biggest JJ McCarthy fan over here, but
I'm a McCarthyist, but
yeah, I'm not. I was referring to me. What do you make of these rookie QBs getting their QB1?
Well, okay, Caleb and Jalen were obvious. Bo Nix, though, I mean, was
He's
kind
been
of
pretty good.
obvious. Like, I'm still skeptical of him.
Oh, you should be, but like it's
I think
it's a
Sean
fact.
Payton's
He's looked
kind
really
of.
good the first 2 weeks.
I think he's well. I would hope he's pro ready in the sense he's a fucking 24-year-old rookie quarterback.
True. Unlike Joe Milton.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Listen,
had to take a pot shot.
I think Bo is really best case scenario, and like, listen, this is a damn good career. I think his very best case scenario is Tony Romo.
That's bigger than I had. I mean,
But
it depends on how you feel about Alex Smith, because that was kind of like how I felt. I love Tony Romo.
Romo is a damn good football player.
Super underrated all time. I feel like he's more Alex Smith. Bo Nix.
I can see Alex Smith too. Yeah, I think though Sean Payton's gonna kind of spoon feed it a little too much for Bo Nix. Like, a lot of what I'm seeing from it is a little bit of spoon fed offense.
Oh, it's true. It's very gimmicky. It's very like
it reminds
Twilight Breeze-esque.
It reminds me of what Brian Dable did with Daniel Jones to get Daniel Jones that bag. Like, we want to talk about Daniel Jones as well, but I don't know. I'm still skeptical of Bo Nix, but I will give flowers are due, even in a spoon-fed offense. He's looked NFL ready, and he looks like
pretty good.
Looks good.
Looks pretty.
We'll see.
We're not calling him Peyton Manning or anything, but he just looks pretty good.
I will say this: I do think he's probably gonna be the best Denver quarterback since Peyton, which is
such a low bar.
Disgustingly. You know what? We need to talk about the Broncos' downfall since Peyton one day, because holy shit!
Next week might be the opportunity to do it.
Yeah,
might be the opportunity to do it.
They've been honestly the most probably one of the worst run fucking teams in the league post Peyton. Man, it's been bad.
Rough. Want to talk about Gardner Minshew beating out my boy Aiden O'Connell?
Oh, yay.
Raiders are also very bad.
Yeah, that's a bad football team.
Could they be worse than the Patriots?
Yeah.
I mean, they have Max Crosby and Devontae Adams.
Gardner Minshew will make things fun until they won't be fun. Which is
you're not expecting playoffs like you got out of Indy, but it was pretty close.
I think you'll see a team where they'll be fun bad, but the lows are going to be just end the fucking season bad with Gardner Minshew. That's the kind of it's been the Gardner Minshew story his entire time he's played like actual starting reps. You know, he'll have some electric moments. He'll have some moments where he'll win your team a few games, but then he'll turn back into a pumpkin. He'll throw some terrible INTs, and people will be like, "Wow, Gardner Minshew's available," but like, Gardner Minshew's available. Let's sign him. And it's just like, well, he's not that good. He's hasn't stuck around for a reason with the team. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's kind of like
a journeyman. He's Ryan
he's a
Fitzpatrick
journeyman.
Jr.
He's kind of like the new Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, he's electric until he's not. And when he's not, get him the fuck off the field.
You know what? Before we go to this other stuff that I have, can we talk about Mac Jones in Jacksonville?
Oh, yeah, he looks slightly better than he did in New England. Who gives a fuck? I don't want to talk about this guy, honestly. I really don't.
Like, he's looked... I don't want to say, like, I'm ready to see him, like, start in the NFL again, because I don't think it's that. But there were some throws where I'm like, where was this? Like, that the first touchdown pass that he had, I forget who it was to, but it was like right between the safeties. It was just drawn up real good. Still throwing off his back foot like a jackass, but
yeah, listen, congrats. It's versus fucking second and third stringers. I don't.
Dan, you're hurt.
You said,
you're hurt.
Mechanics is still pissed. I'm hurting. It guy sucks. I got Drake May now. I don't need Mac Jones.
It's just something worth looking at, you know?
Yeah, and he can put on a great audition for the XFL.
He's going to be a backup in the NFL for a while.
I know.
Like, he's an NFL QB, just might not be a starting one.
Okay, fine. Congrats to Mac Jones on the Case Keenum career path.
Oh, it's not going to be Case Keenum. It's going to be like
Ben DiNucci.
Luke McCown.
Yeah,
not Josh McCown. Luke McCown. His brother, who backed up Drew Brees for years and didn't see the field once.
Brody Croyle. No.
Brody Croyle. Matt Castle?
Let's not insult Matt Castle. Matt Castle didn't go 11-5 with an elite football team doing it.
Mike Glennon?
Mike Glennon, there we go.
I like Mike Glennon. He was fun.
Mike Glennon. Da, da, da. Remember those TikTok memes from like 2020? Oh no, I don't know who I'm going to start in fantasy this week. Mike Glennon. Oh, fuck. I love those.
John Skelton. Ryan Lindley.
Okay. Two bad bitches calling each other.
It's always two dumb bitches saying exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that's Ryan Lindley and Mac Jones. These two women are having a mid-off. Except it's not mid-off, it's like a fugly off.
How long is Mike Tomlin's leash in Pittsburgh?
It took Pittsburgh everything in their power to have to fire Matt Canada. That organization does not like firing people.
But this QB situation is bad.
Yeah, and Mike Tomlin's fucking Teflon. Because all Pittsburgh cares about...
I'm sorry, I'm not making Teflon Tomlin shirts.
I don't want you to. But they don't fire coaches, man. They don't. Mike Tomlin, as long as he wants to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, will be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Like I said, I think Matt Canada was like the first time they ever fired a coach mid-season. If
you were running Pittsburgh, how long is Mike Tomlin's leash?
Oh, it'd be short. And the reason why is because
7-10 season.
The post Killer Bees era
which
has
they underachieved, by the way.
They did underachieve. It has been mediocre at best. And I'll give Tomlin some credit. I think he's a good floor raiser. But
Culture steady. Yeah.
at this point in his career, he doesn't raise your team's ceiling. And I think it might be time for a fresh start for all involved. Now Pittsburgh won't. Pittsburgh refuses to fire guys, like I said. So no.
you're not calling for Tomlin's head if you're a Steelers fan.
Oh, no, if I'm a Steelers fan, I would, but they're not going to. Well, I would have had him probably fired after, refusing to even let go of Matt Canada for the longest time. That should have gotten everybody involved. The axe.
Oh, so you're done with Tomlin?
Yeah, but that's the thing. They need a fresh start altogether. There,
I think not totally. For me, Tomlin's on the hot seat. He's for me. He's on. I wouldn't fire him because I still think he's a great coach. I still think he's a top 10 coach in the league.
I think Mike Tomlin should go elsewhere. It's time for a change, and this is as the old saying goes: coaches are hired to be fired. Eventually, shit gets stale. The thing is, Pittsburgh will never do it. The most they'll do is he'll resign. It'll be like a Belichick thing. We mutually parted ways. But it's not so mutual. Because they don't want to fire people there. That's not how they operate. The Steelers have never operated like that, and they never will operate like that. As long as the Rooneys own the team, that's just how they operate.
What do you make of Russell Wilson versus Justin Fields? Who's going to win that week 1 start? I think Russell Wilson starts because you can't start Justin Fields, then go to Russell. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think Wilson gets the job and then Fields takes it because, dude, Russell Wilson's fried. It's over.
It's bad. It's real bad over there.
Yeah, he's washed, man.
And Fields is just a practice player. He's not very smart when it comes into the game. Worst fourth quarter quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, Fields has been such a disappointment, man.
So much for that 2021 class being really good, right? Only one is maybe worth their weight in water.
Yeah, and Lawrence even then is kind of.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe.
Yeah, hit or miss.
Want to talk about Brian Flores versus Tua?
It's just confirming the obvious. They didn't.
I have the quote in front of me if you want me to read it.
Yeah.
So Tua goes on to whose podcast is this? Dan Le Batard?
Yeah.
He goes on to the show and he's asked about Brian Flores, Mike McDaniel, the differences. He says, to put it in simplest terms, if you woke up every morning and I told you that you suck at what you did, that you don't belong doing what you do, that you shouldn't be here, that this guy should be here, that you haven't earned this guy probably meaning Tom Brady, right? Tagovailoa said, describing Flores. And then he says, and then you have somebody else come in and tell you, dude, you are the perfect fit for this. You're accurate. You're the best, whatever. You're this, you're that. How would it make you feel listening to one or the other? Very big difference between Flores and McDaniel there, according to Tua. And then Flores responded with, I've done a lot of reflecting on the situation and communication. Do I think that there's things I could do better? For sure. And I've grown in that way. But I would say over the long haul, I've had a lot of great relationships over my 21 year career in the league. Flores not kind of dodging the criticism there.
I think Flores is a tough-minded guy, and a lot of tough-minded coaches are going to come in and they're going to not mince words.
Belichick in school thought.
I don't think Flores is an asshole, though. I think he's just a tough love guy, and there's a difference.
I don't know if he was saying that to Tua every day.
I think Tua might be exaggerating it, truthfully. Listen, guys with access to grind will kind of come out and make someone seem a little bit shittier than what they are. And the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. is what I'll say.
What did Tua have to gain by burying Brian Flores like that?
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of guys with fucking axes to grind. Like,
He's
if
got
he
Mike
hates him so
McDaniel now.
much,
It all worked out for him in the end.
well, if he hates him so much, you could effectively ruin a guy's image by saying, "Oh yeah, this guy's just an."
That's what I'm saying.
Asshole.
He had to have been that bad to Tua. Like Tua's not a soft guy. Okay, we've heard the stories about his dad. He was coached by Nick Saban. Like
No,
he
what my point is more so. I think the truth is probably more so in the middle of Flores. Definitely, probably said some things that out of pocket, like probably could have handled things better with Tua, and also I think maybe Tua did probably need to have thicker skin in the moment with some of the things.
listen, man.
It happens in NFL locker. Listen, Tom Brady used to get fucking chewed out and reamed out by Bill Belichick every fucking day.
Yep.
That's the greatest football player ever getting reamed out every fucking day.
Uh-huh.
Saying fucker, Foxboro.
And you're setting up my point for me. I don't think that the whole reaming out your star quarterback thing works with 90% of guys out there. I think to have that kind
in
of
the
approach,
new school, no, it doesn't. But tough-minded coaches are going to have to learn and adjust to that.
Like you think that Peyton Manning would have taken that crap from Bill? I think you're out of your mind. I think Tom Brady's a maniac.
Peyton's probably got fucking reamed out before, but Peyton's also reamed out motherfuckers too. But Peyton's also like a bit Brady-esque in the sense of like he's gonna, light a fire.
I don't think Peyton, as a bona fide superstar coming into the league, generational, can't miss, is just gonna sit there and take that from Belichick like his first rookie camp. I don't.
You kind of have no choice as a rookie unless you want to look entitled. That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, Peyton was entitled.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that. I don't know. I think
a lot of players can't handle that type of coaching anymore, and that's fine. That's the new era. But Brian Flores is a throwback style of coach.
I think those coaches are just outdated.
They are. I don't disagree.
Belichick
I don't think Brian Flores is a bad guy, and I don't think.
Oh, I don't think Brian Flores is a bad guy at all. But I think that his first tenure as a head coach, we looked at kind of with rose-colored glasses as Patriots fans, because it was the first Belichick protege that didn't totally suck.
And I think he can learn lessons from that. It happens, and guys adjust. And I think Flores probably looked at it as a teaching moment, and a lot of guys learn from it. And he's still always gonna have that kind of chip on his shoulder and be a harder, tough-edged minded guy. That's just who he is. If you read Brian Flores' story, he's a tough motherfucker, man. And that's why we love Flores. But you also got to adapt to who you have at quarterback, and you got to understand some guys can't handle it as much. And that's all I'm going to say.
Colt McCoy retired.
Yeah, Colt McCoy. Sorry. You can edit this part out.
You want to edit out talking about Colt McCoy?
No, I want to edit out the fact that the camera just went off because my mom keeps bugging me.
Oh, I didn't even see. I'm like, have my face. I have my face in the script.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, Colt McCoy retired. Do you have any favorite Colt McCoy memories?
Outside of his college career, no. I mean,
he had some fun moments with Washington.
He did, yeah. I think I remember he had like a Monday night game or whatever where he did really well. Back in like 2014 or something like that.
And then we'll end this segment with two Patriots topics. It's Patriots related topics. Steph Gilmore to the Vikings. God, I wanted him here back. I wanted him back so bad.
Well, who do you
People
reunite
saying
with?
like, oh yeah, the corpse of Stephon. Steph Gilmore is still really good.
He is. Who do you reunite with?
Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Dude, the Vikings are going to be sneaky good. Vikings are going to be sneaky good. Hit the over on that winnings. I think they're going to go hit the over.
Yeah. Sam Darnold breakout, baby. Let's go.
Matt Judon had the choice between the Falcons and the Bears, and he chose the Falcons.
Well, okay. There's another interesting wrinkle I saw to this all with the Matt Judon situation. The Bears had a provision in the trade where if they couldn't agree to a contract, Judon would go back to New England.
Oh,
So
yeah, that makes sense.
that came out today.
That makes more sense then.
Yeah. Whereas
Because
Atlanta,
the Bears, I think, are in a better spot than the Falcons, truthfully.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we won't end it on a Patriot segment because I think this question is valid. How screwed are the Giants? Are they worse than us?
Yeah. Did Daniel Jones, and I said this last year, and you were shocked. I remember it. I was low on the Giants, and I was low on Daniel Jones. I don't see it.
I thought they were turning a corner.
Listen, Dable is one hell of a coach, but
yeah, you got the most.
The unfortunate truth is when you have chicken shit at quarterback, you can't turn that into chicken salad every week, man. You just can't. You can dumb down and baby the offense as much as possible,
but a bad QB is a bad QB.
Yeah, chicken shit's always gonna be chicken shit at the end of the day.
I mean, it looked like they were turning a corner last year, or the year before that.
Yeah, and then they lost Saquon to make matters worse. So
yeah, Saquon's not bailing him out anymore. It's Devin Singletary.
Yeah, not good.
Tyrone Tracy's done for the year. Malik Neighbors is going to demand a trade by week 5.
Malik Neighbors will be their bright spot, and he's the picture of like the Bugatti in that fucking trailer park. That's Malik Neighbors, man. Get him a real quarterback, please.
Yeah, like Drake May.
Yeah.
In New England.
By the way, I should say thank you, Chad Ryland.
Wow. Yeah. And he'll pay by losing and we'll pay him back by cutting him for Joey Sly. Because apparently Joey Sly is whooping him in this kicker competition.
We can't get those 2 Super Bowls back, but what we can get over you is Drake May is a New England Patriot and not a New York Giant.
Amen.
So
and the Giants
we got to get back a little bit.
The Giants are going to have to settle for Carson Beck in one of the lesser QB classes.
Shedeur Sanders.
Can you imagine that head case in New York?
Holy shit. Let's go. That would be fun. He got Deion Sanders like, oh, yeah, I'm the head coach of the New York Giants now. He walks in there and the Giants are like, we didn't hire you.
Right.
Yeah. Deion just walks out there. I'm the coach now. No, you're not.
Don't you have to go back to CU? I'll do both. Yeah. All right. To close the show, let's talk about the Patriots preseason game on Sunday night against the Washington Commanders. I have a very fond memory of a Patriots Commanders preseason game. 2014.
Yeah, I was going to say 2014 one.
2014, week 1. Did Tom Brady play that one? Did he play a series?
Dude, it's been
I don't remember. But Ryan Mallett came out there and stunk. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Ryan Mallett was bad. Like, we were like, oh my God, this was our backup quarterback. And then good old rookie quarterback out of Eastern Illinois. Little known college.
Jesus, what this Jimmy Garoppolo?
Little known college named Eastern, home of Tony Romo and Sean Payton, those guys.
Get to the point.
Jimmy Garoppolo comes out there and slinging. Like, I think everybody had a hard time keeping it in their pants when they saw the rookie trot out there and look really, really good.
And now you can get all the LA Rams Jimmy Garoppolo preseason highlights.
He hasn't even played in the preseason, man. Like, I tuned in to Rams preseason just for that. He's like, oh, Jimmy's not playing. I'm like,
oh, fuck.
Why? They gave Stetson Bennett the entire game.
That's tough.
I sat there and watched Stetson Bennett, Ryan.
Hey, respect the mailman.
He sucks.
I know. But he's also
want to see Jimmy G. That's the only time I'm going to see him until Stafford, strains his quad and Jimmy comes in for a week.
Yeah.
But I guess the Athletic had a report on Jimmy. They had a feature story on him. Like, yeah, the Rams are letting me just kind of do whatever and reset and relax. I'm like, at this point, Jimmy, just have fun, man.
Yeah.
Your body's not made for this anymore.
Yeah. You're not built for the grind, buddy. Just
That's the thing though, because like his brain is like he wants to go and he wants to be like tough as nails. And Jimmy will play through injuries if he can, but like all of his injuries are just like bad, like breaking his back in Vegas.
Yeah.
But much love to the former Patriot. I do have fond memories of that first preseason game. Then this is 2015 one against the Saints. That was a good time.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun game. Chris Harper, legendary Patriot until he wasn't.
And until he was an enemy of the
And
public.
and then now he's public enemy #1 New England.
Yeah, seriously. But Ryan, who needs a great game this week? Who has the most to gain? Is there anybody that we want to learn about before preseason cuts?
Okay, well the obvious
Who needs a great game?
The obvious great game is both Jacoby Brissett and Drake Maye.
This is the QB competition.
Yeah,
on
this
live
is
television.
the game. All's on the table, man. As far as other positions go, I really, really want to see Baker get redemption. Because a guy that talented shouldn't be that buried on the depth chart, but after last week, it's warranted. The wild horse needs to lock in. I would also like to see Caden Wallace have a big game. If he can just keep it consistent, keep it steady, anything's better than Vidarian Lowe. Let's call it spade a spade. As far as the defensive side of things go, I am looking at Farm still. I mean, they released Purcell. I would like to see him continue his momentum. One last guy I want to bring up because he had a big kick return, and a couple big returns. He's been pretty good. Is Drew Wallace?
Oh yeah, he's got the Edelman Welker mold written all over him.
Yeah. When in reality, it might be more Gunnar Olszewski, but
can we settle on Braxton Berrios?
Yeah, maybe Austin Carr. Let's settle on Austin Carr for right
now.
He
got cut.
Did he?
Austin, remember Austin Carr?
Yeah.
And he got cut, and we're like, what the hell?
Just hope for something.
He does look. He did look pretty good. I want to see more Joe Giles Harris.
Yeah.
Didn't see him much in the Eagles game, but he popped off in the Panthers game.
Yeah.
Give me an edge rusher I haven't seen before. That's a big one.
Yeah. Oh, I want to see Keon White have a big game.
And then depth at safety. I think that's an underrated kind of thing.
You know who I'll mention safety is Jalen Hawkins.
Yep.
He's played really well. I'd like to see him.
I want to see Hawkins and Bledsoe. Let's do it. 24 and 32. Legendary Patriots numbers. Don't let them down.
Yeah. See, those are really the guys that I've got. I don't know if you got anybody else, but
Sean Wade,
Teflon Sean. That'd be fun.
Pick 6, secure a spot.
Need it.
We'll be dropping the t-shirts on Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Drake Maye Jacoby Brissett thing is it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And
sure.
we're already ready to call it. We're ready. We're chomping at the bit. He throws a real pretty touchdown to, Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, KJ Osborne, Pop Douglas. Like, we're gonna be pounding the table.
Yeah,
we're gonna be pounding the table for him. But yeah, that's the show. I think we're planning on having 2 shows for you next week. We're gonna have one after cut down day. We're gonna talk about who got cut, who's on the roster, go over the depth chart, and then we're gonna have a fun show planned for you on Thursday. We're gonna record on Wednesday, put it up on Thursday. It's gonna be a NFL prediction show, and we have some friends that we're gonna bring on. I'm gonna keep that close to the chest, but we love those guys, and
it'll be electric.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a long show. But it's gonna be a good time. So, Ryan, got any parting words for the people?
Yeah, Drake Maye QB1. Let's start.
QB1 season. Let's go. This has been another episode of the Foxboro BeatCast. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow the page and follow us on Twitter, Instagram. I can't imagine that we'll DM you back if you DM us, but whatever. You know, somebody asked me if this page was for sale.
Man,
I was kind of curious as to what it was worth, but I never responded to the guy. But no, it's not for sale.
Come on,
it's not for sale. No. But this has been the Foxboro BeatCast. We'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of the Foxboro BeatCast. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.